It's been 2 years since Chirag Goel decided to give up the family business to take up urban farming professionally, a life decision taken after he lost his father.
After Dad went, he died because of kidney failure, and I think it was in my head that he wasn't getting good nutrition in India. It was not organic. People are selling organic, but it's not organic. So that was the reason I was like, I really want to explore this industry and create a place where I can provide 100% certified organic. Even if it's not organic, right? It should be clean for anyone to consume and have the nutrition values over there.
Sprawled across 1.5 acres, Vegiculture, Goel's startup hydroponics farm, today produces 2 tons of soil-less, nutrient-rich organic produce every month, using more than 21,000 hydroponic plants. The 20 B2B clients that the company caters to is set to further have a clientele of 1,000 to 2,000 each. Established with an initial investment of 3 crores, the farm currently deploys 2 technologies: the nutrient film technique and the Dutch bucket, to help grow exotic vegetables.
In NFTs, you can only grow leafies where the roots are not that big and they're short-lived crops. They are short, as in 35 days they grow and you have to harvest them. However, in Dutch buckets, you can only do heavy crops such as tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, bell peppers, who are they have a crop cycle of 6-7 months.
The soil-less, water-less, space-less technology of hydroponics, experts believe, is likely to grow at an average of 13.5% in India between 2020 and 2027. In a country where growing water crisis, crop failures and pesticide-laden practices are making more and more citizens seriously worried about the quality of their food, the relatively safer option of hydroponics, where you can at least be assured of your food source, is quickly gaining ground.
So in India, we have a total market size. If you talk about exotic side, it is 5,000 crore, and overall fruit and vegetable market is 15,000 crore. So out of which, hydroponically, how much India is growing, I don't have any data, but yes, I think at least 4 to 5% of the total should be right now hydroponically.
Since its entry into the Indian market in 2016, Barton Breeze has helped set up and run 42 large-scale hydroponic farms across the country, spanning a total area of 28 acres. A company that offers large-scale hydroponic B2B solutions, their clients today include both corporates and individual urban farmers.
When we started initially, we came up with developing the farm. Then we realized that just developing the farm is not solving the problem. People also need help in operations. However, we provide them training, but still, they need hand-holding for a longer period of time. So the end-to-end model is wherein we develop the farm for an investor, we operate it, and we sell it into the market. And we give them a return of investment. And this return of investment is also assured by a bank guarantee.
Widely regarded as the futuristic way of growing food, sustained research and cutting-edge technology is really the backbone of this industry, where automation, robotics and IoT are today allowing farmers across the world to monitor and control every aspect of food production.
Every year we make a roadmap for our technology, our yearly roadmap, and then we also have a 5-year roadmap for our technology. So right now, I'll not be able to go much in detail, but the technologies which we are working on is one, the sensor-based technology which we are working with the government of Germany. Second, we are introducing a thermal sensor into the farm to detect the pest. Along with that, we are working on a barcode-based. Barcode is nothing new for the world, but what we are bringing in is barcode for farm to plate, which is new.
The The farm to fork vertical at Veggie Greens, Goel tells us, assures clients, including cloud kitchens, a delivery window of 30 minutes. Moreover, having a fully automated farm is what provides the guarantee of a sustained and healthy harvest.
So this is the NFT channels panel where we see the temperature maintained inside. 24 degrees is the ideal temperature throughout the year. Humidity is 51% right now, which is also decent. We are controlling all the pests in this. This is a perfect environment for a plant to thrive, especially in leafies. We control cooling pads from here. We switch on the cooling pads so water rotates through them, and then we have vents, which are the fans. Basically, the fan goes and it's like a cooler for the plants. So plants are sitting inside a cooler. This makes it happen. And the internal screens, the screens which roll up and down to see how much sunlight we have to give to a plant, which is ideal and good for them.
With the industry, however, still being at a nascent stage, or what experts called the awareness stage, it is not easy being a hydroponic farmer in India yet.
First of all, India doesn't have any data in hydroponic culture, or any sort of data what people want, what produce they eat, what is the right time to grow it. Second was the pest, and government. Third, subsidy. I'm still fighting for the subsidy and I haven't received anything from the government end.
Hydroponic farming is expensive in India. From high investment costs to high cost of final produce, it is still a big question if the industry will be able to penetrate the mass market. But Shivendra Singh points out that the last 5 years have actually witnessed an evening out of prices.
What is the status of harvesting today? How much kgs have gone? 5 years back, when we were manufacturing the channels in which we grow the plants, they were 170 rupees a meter. And right now, because we are developing it in larger scale, the prices has come down. So one, the overall prices has come down, but still it is expensive for a small size farmer or a medium size farmer. So that's where we always inform our investors to go for a decent scalable size, wherein we say minimum size should be 1000 square meter.
Away from the numbers and stressors of a commercial venture are those like 72-year-old Rakesh Khanna, a retired professional who took to hydroponic on his terrace 2.5 years ago and now spends 2 hours every day working his harvest.
Right now I don't have that big a system with me. In these systems I can only plant 1 or 2 items or 3 items. Okay, so yes, for that the requirement is met, entire house requirement. Just now the cucumber thing is over, season is over. I got around 200 cucumbers from this one system. And the similar thing production is there for tori. Last year we had a bumper crop for the tomato. In my opinion, it was more than 40 kgs of tomatoes I have taken out from these small systems.
It cost Rakesh about 10,000 rupees to set up his terrace farm, using a home kit from Ponic Greens, one of the leading growers and service providers of hydroponic and aquaponic foods in Delhi. Founder Jasmeet Kandhari tells us how the residential market has witnessed a 50% growth since the COVID lockdown of 2020.
Because of those multiple advantages, then people look at it, yes, it's easier, it's cheaper. In a way, it's cheaper because I'm not going out and getting my vegetables and I'm producing it right in my own house. That becomes cheaper and it becomes less hassle-free. So if I can cater to my whole garden or whichever space I have available in the house, it can be in a terrace, it can be in a rooftop, it can even be indoors if you want. So then people start utilizing these places, and the awareness spreads.
Despite the challenges in large-scale hydroponics, the industry is optimistic about its future in the country.
As long as we are spreading the awareness and people are getting more and more involved into different methods of farming, then yes, it will reach there within time. I think if you give a time frame of around 2 to 3 years, we will definitely catch up to world as a whole, and then you know we will be at the same level as other places in the world.
Every season we hear farmers are throwing their produce or it's got damaged because of unpredicted climatic conditions. And as per the studies, it's gonna be worse now. I mean, in next 10 years, it is claimed that we'll be having very less drinkable water with us. It is claimed that we'll be having a lot of further climatic changes. So that's where we see there is a time for technology to intervene. There is a time for us to change.
Using 80% less water, 3 times less space, a higher yield and a cutback on air miles in comparison to traditional farming, experts are hopeful that hydroponics might provide some of the answers to India's food security and ecological problems.
Even if I'm sitting with my family, I say I'm doing hydroponics, they'll be like, "Bahar mein aur andar mein kya farak hai? You're giving the same product." I really can't tell that how much water I'm saving. I'm saving 95% of water. You know, that was my mindset. I'm doing something for the environment, and people should see that extra footprint, that they're saving some carbon footprint.